The sounds and smells of spring are in the air. For Soda Springs, the birds are breaking out of their nest and taking to the field for some good old baseball and softball. If you listen close, you can hear it. Baseball and softball in the Idaho Rocky Mountains can be as unpredictable as the weather, but the hopes of a strong season are high for the Cardinals of Soda Springs as they pursue a trip to the state championship later this spring. KBRV is bringing you every step of that trip. Every diving catch, every line drive to the gap, every run of the season can be heard right here on your home for Cardinal Sports. Live local sports are brought to you on the Bear by Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, and by MyLocalRadio.com. We're about 20 minutes away from the first pitch, so hold on to your seats and turn your radios loud as we send you to the field for all the action with the voice of Caribou County Sports, Caleb Burgraff, on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to the home of the Glens Ferry Wood Bat Baseball Tournament as the Soda Springs Cardinals get set to take on the Wendell Trojans, who are into back-to-back games as the second game of the Wood Bat Tournament gets set to take place. The Soda Springs Cardinals coming into this game at 3-2 on the season and looking for win number 4, looking to follow suit from what the Lady Cardinals were able to do as they were able to take down the Wendell Trojans in a 8-6 victory earlier this morning. Game number 2 on KBRV The Bear comes up next. Our pregame show includes an interview with Ethan Miller, a junior at Soda Springs High School, as well as Jaron Johnson, a junior on the Cardinal baseball team, all on KBRV The Co-op and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, Silver Star makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose Silver Star. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Call Ricky today at 208-547-7012 and let her help you find your way home.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with junior Ethan Miller from Soda Springs High School. And Ethan, first of all, the junior year's starting to wrap up, but you said this year's been a little bit more of a challenge for you than other years past. What's made this year a little bit more difficult?
Just mostly the pressure of prom and everything, and then you have the SAT coming up. You have to study for that on top of your homework. There's a lot more papers you have to do and everything.
A lot more classwork as well. What are some of the classes that you've been taking this year that have really been interesting and enjoyable for you to get into?
The main class I'm taking right now that I'm really enjoying is zoology. I get to learn a lot about a ton of animals, a ton of microorganisms, and all types of different life forms.
Are the sciences one of your favorite subjects to get into in general? Is that something that really piques your interest that might be leading to a career for you?
Yeah, I've always had an interest in science. I just feel like I can see what's happening, unlike math, where it's just like a formula or something. I can actually see why something is that way.
Can work with your hands a little bit as well. Mr. Horsley teaches zoology. Is he one of your favorite teachers, and are there any other teachers that have really jumped out to you and helped you along through this year?
Yeah, I like Mr. Horsley. He really stands out, and he does a great job helping the students if they need help and teaching a lot. And also Mr. Yuskowski is really good at that also, getting with the students individually and helping them on things they need.
When you think about going to high school, there's a lot of stuff involved in it, but this year you decided to focus a little bit more on the academic side of things. Is there any big reason behind that and just having your focus on school a little bit more?
I just felt I was losing a lot of time in my day, and I'd like to relax a lot. I'm a pretty lazy person, so I just thought I might take a year off.
Definitely understandable. Senior year is coming up next, and a lot of more stuff is going to be stacked onto the plate in the senior year. One of those is the senior project. Have you given thought to what you might do for that yet?
I haven't really thought much about it. I've thought about doing an intern with my aunt. She used to work at Microsoft, so maybe something with that, but I haven't really thought much of it.
You also are getting to the point in time you mentioned the SATs and starting to think about college. Have you started to think on where you might want to end up going for your college days, or has that still been off in the future as well?
I have no idea. I've just been focusing on the test at this point.
How has the SAT testing been going? Have you actually taken it yet, or is that something you're still looking forward to?
It's actually upcoming next Tuesday on April 11th, so it's a big day. Just pretty much cramming everything in at this point.
Wish you the best of luck on that one. Couple more questions just to wrap it all up. What are you looking forward to most about the senior year as that approaches?
I'm looking forward to all the activities, the homecoming, everything. I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time as a class.
Have you set any goals for yourself for your senior year as well, as far as grades-wise or as far as just things you want to accomplish by the time you get there?
I'm going to try to have my homework turned in on time next year. Try not to get behind in classes so I don't have to catch up. And
Ethan, thank you so much for the time. Wish you the best of luck on that goal and the best of luck on the ACTs and SATs coming up.
Thank you.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno-flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone. Food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
Caleb Bergraff here with Jaron Johnson from the Soda Springs baseball team. And Jaron, a pretty successful week for Soda Springs baseball, a couple of bumps around the way, but you guys end up going 3-1 overall in the week. What were your thoughts on the way the team's really starting to come together and how you guys have performed the last couple of games?
It's nice to have us finally batting, getting on the sticks. We're still a little rusty, but it'll come. We've only been outside for a little over a week, 2 weeks. As we get outside and get more outside practice, we'll be more solid, and our bats can only improve, and our fielding is the same way.
The bats definitely, as you said, are a huge bright spot from this last week, but I think one of the hidden bright spots has been the pitching, and not necessarily the main starters. You knew Peyton was going to be there, you knew Dylan was going to be there, you knew Kyle was going to be there, but some of the younger guys or some of the names that haven't necessarily always popped up, Mason Smith coming out and showing some really good strength with his pitching. You also have some good freshmen and sophomores and Caleb Peterson that have come out there and been able to perform, and Logan Mumford. What has that meant to have that pitching depth behind you guys?
It's going to be really nice, especially if some of our starters are having a rough day or a week, and we can have a reliable pitcher to come in, and we know that we can get our strikes in and let them hit, let them get it into the field, and we'll just be solid all the way around as long as we can keep our pitchers and fielding going.
this last game or set of games against West Jefferson, you didn't necessarily have a great day at the plate, but on the same side you did. A very patient day at the plate, I believe, is the best way to say it. 4 walks in the game, ended up getting on base and scoring almost every single time. Where's the patience come from for you when you get into the box?
I just got to remember to stay calm. You got to always jump on those strikes, but looking down at the third base coach, Coach Skosk, he's always making sure I'm keeping my head and just reminding me to stay patient and wait for my pitch because he knows I can send it, but if it's not there, why swing?
In that first game against West Jefferson, after they came back and tied it in the top of the 7th, you came up with the bases loaded and ended up drawing the walk instead of going for a hit. Were you especially focused on staying calm in that plate appearance?
Of course, I was really hoping I could get a hit. It would be a little cooler, but I was more than happy with the walk. You just gotta stay calm and know the pitcher, be knowing what his count's been like the last few batters, and then you can either jump on it or leave it.
This week, you guys are going to be heading over to the Glens Ferry tournament, 4 more games, and this year, not necessarily the gauntlet that you guys had to run through last year at this tournament. Nampa Christian not on your schedule this time around, and you guys are going to get a couple more teams that are more at the Soda Springs level as far as right now. Is this going to be a big tournament for confidence boosts?
I think it should be. Having teams that are more like what we'll actually play is going to be nice. It'll be more of a practice type thing. We don't have to take it as serious, but it's definitely going to help us get us more at-bats, get us in the field. There's a very nice field there to be practicing on and playing on. It's just going to be a good experience all around, especially for the younger kids to come up with us.
We'll wish you the best of luck as you guys get over there. We'll be over there as well, and hopefully we'll be watching you guys come away with plenty of wins and add to that 3-2 record you've already built up.
Thank you, Caleb.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Hi, I'm Todd.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for April 6th through the 12th. Grab 85% lean, 15% fat ground beef for $2.59 a pound. Grab a Fill It Fresh $10 mix or match bag and pack it with apples, navel oranges, whole mini watermelons, fresh white corn, tomatoes, carrots, red bell peppers, yellow onions, potatoes, and lettuce. And finish it all off with 2 pounds of Western Family block or shredded medium cheddar cheese at $4.99 each. That's a look at just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3- or 4-year-old children today.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Welcome out to the Glens Ferry Wood Bat Tournament. Once again, I'm Caleb Berggraf as we continue to march our way towards the first pitch between the Soda Springs Cardinals and the Wendell Trojans. A game that will feature the Wendell Trojans as the home team and the Soda Springs Cardinals wearing their red uniforms with the white pants below as the visiting team on the scoreboard. Wendell comes into the game 3-4, the Soda Springs Cardinals. A 3-2 record on the season after playing 4 games last week to get their season really underway and 2 ahead. The Cardinals will be featuring a full lineup today. I was thinking they might have a slightly down lineup as Dylan Downs was down with a sickness over the last couple of days, but he has made the trip over and is excited to get things started with the Cardinals. We're going to take one more break. When we come back on the other side, we'll be giving you a look at the starting lineups for the Cardinals and for the Wendell Trojans, as well as a look at what the two teams need to do for a victory here today on KBRV, the co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Call Ricky today at 208-547-7012 and let her help you find your way home.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
Welcome back out to Glenn's Ferry, Idaho on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com as the final warm-up pitches being thrown by the Wendell Trojans as they have taken to the field, and we'll get you their lineup in the field after we get a look at the Soda Springs Cardinals starting 9 as we get set for inning number 1 of game number 2 of our series of broadcasts today. Cardinals will be led off by number 24, shortstop Zach Housley. He's followed in the number 2 spot by Taylor Adams. Jaron Johnson bats third, plays third base. Kyle Dursteller will be moved to left field today. Dylan Downs will be playing in center field wearing the number 23. Number 30 is Peyton Lish. He's doing the pitching and batting sixth. Mason Smith will bat 7th. Jacob Housley does the catching today, and he is going to be in the 8th spot with Case Griffiths in the number 9 hole playing second base. Cardinals will be going against Felipe Panigua, and he is the hurler on the mound wearing the number 9. And the first pitch to Zach Housley is taken inside for ball 1. Panigua is throwing to his catcher, Kyler Lucas, whose sister is up on the softball team for Wendell, as this pitch upstairs misses as well, and the count goes to 2-0 to Housley at the plate. Zach had a fantastic game in the last game he played against the West Jefferson Panthers. Game the Cardinals came away with an 11-12 victory as Housley fouls this one off and spoils it to the right side, moving the count to 2-1. Behind Panigua in the field, first base is Zach Wirt, second base James Hiari, third base is Tristan Wirt, and the shortstop is Hunter Zacharias, as a 2-1 delivery to the plate down in the dirt. And they're going to say that caught Housley, and they're going to award him first base with the hit pitch, or hit by pitch. And the Cardinals on 4 pitches have the early base runner in this contest. Brings up Taylor Adams, the left-handed first baseman for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Moved to first base after playing in right field the last time out to the field for Soda Springs, as the Cardinals line up on the dugout on the third base side, cheering on their junior teammate. Housley on the move. That's a stolen base immediately for the Soda Springs Cardinals. First pitch he saw Housley taking off as the pitch went down in the dirt. No throw to the plate. That's a MySpace Storage stolen base. Give them a call, 208-547-4774. Housley leads off second as Taylor Adams with a 1-0 count in his favor. Sees another pitch bound to the plate. That ball gets away from the catcher, but Housley not quick enough to move up. Didn't get a good read on where the ball was, and it bounces down into the dirt as the count swells to 2-0 with Taylor Adams in favor and in the advantage of the count. Panigua looks in, takes a sign, checks Housley back at second, who's given a lead. He's going to advance to a big secondary lead. This time the ball once again gets past the catcher, and Housley able to move up on the wild pitch, or the pass ball, I should say, as the ball was in the dirt and initially blocked by the catcher, but didn't get a full piece of it. Now Housley stands just 90 feet away with nobody out, in a 3-0 count to Taylor Adams, who really has not seen a clean pitch to the plate yet. Nothing to even attempt to swing at, as this pitch inside at the knees, ball 4, and that's your first Davis repair walk of this ball game. And the Cardinals put runners onto the corners, and on 8 pitches, nobody out, and the Cardinals with a wonderful opportunity to try and strike first. Adams will lead off first. Housley off to a lead at third base. 0-0 to score. Top of the first inning. Cardinals the visitors in this ball game. Paniagua looks in, and a pitch on the outside corner. That's the second strike he's been able to throw in the game, as Jaron Johnson was taking all the way after a 4-pitch walk. Right-handed Johnson trying to advance Housley from third base. Runner goes. Adams will steal second base without even a throw, as the catcher instead looks over to third base, and Kyler Lucas makes sure Housley doesn't advance a bag. That's another MySpace Storage stolen base. And Housley makes his way, or stays on third, as Adams moves into scoring position. The count goes to 1-1. When Jaron Johnson will look once again out to the pitcher on the mound. 1-1 count, runners off to their leads, infield brought in to the edges of the grass, as the pitch upstairs will be bent out of the way. Johnson takes it to go ahead in the count to 2-1. Cardinals offense has had some stellar games in their last couple, putting up double-digit runs their last 3 games. Snake River held to just 6 runs. And the losses, they've failed to put up double figures, but the wins, the 3 victories they've had, each of them has seen them crossing that 10-point threshold. Johnson ahead in the count 3-1 as this pitch misses downstairs, and without the benefit of a hit, the Cardinals with 2 runners on already and in danger of putting a 3rd runner on base as that pitch catches the outside corner. Johnson once again taking all the way, not showing aggression on that pitch. See if that comes back to haunt him. There's a 3-2 pitch. What is really upcoming? Paniagua looks in. The right-hander takes his time on the delivery. That pitch well off of the plate, snaring it before it got too far away is Kyler Lukish. But on a 6-pitch walk, Jaron Johnson continues the rally, which is extending the pitch count of Paniagua. And he is going to see a meeting of the minds out at the mound as the head coach of the Wendell Trojans saunters out. And Marty Hurd is going to have a word with his pitcher and try and settle him down as the bases are full of Cardinals. And they're looking to take some flight, the ball anywhere that will bring home a run. Although for the Wendell Trojans, the good news for them with the bases being full of Cardinals is it does set up a force at any base. The bad news, one of the Cardinals who had one of the best games in that West Jefferson series that he's had all season is coming up. It's Kyle Dursteller in his game against the Panthers in their second time around against the Panthers. Went 4 for 4 with a pair of triples as well as a pair of singles. One of those triples went up against the fence. And by the way, all that was with a wood bat. This being a wood bat tournament gave him good experience with the wood bat to prepare for this. Wind blowing in from left field, left to right across the diamond. Infield still brought close. Play for the out at home as a pitch swung on and missed by Dursteller. Big cut and an aggressive cut as he falls behind in the count 0-1. Looks back to the third base box where Coach Jeff Uskoski gives him some advice and now steps back into the right-handed box. 0-1 count, nobody out, top of the first, and the base is full of Cardinals. Paniagua fires a pitch off the outside and the count goes to 2-2. Already up to 16 pitches here in this first inning. Nobody out either. As he continues to struggle, adjust his cap on the mound, working from the far right side of the mound from his point of view, looking towards the home plate dish. Fire a pitch that's just a little bit low. He struggled with his control so far and might have affected the way that call was given by the umpire. 2-1 count. Still nobody out. Everybody off to their leads. Nobody holding the runners. This pitch bounced to the plate. That's going to get past the catcher. Coming home is Housley. Slides safely in front. Tight play as Paniagua came in to try and make the snare, but the pass ball scores the first Ricky Wood Gate City Real Estate run of the game. Everybody moves up a base, and the count goes to 3-1 to Dursteller with runners on second and third, and Johnson and Housley and the Cardinals striking first, leading 1-0 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. And Dursteller in a hitter's count is coming out to chat with him. The second baseman, James Hiari, cleaning up the rubber a little bit. Center field, or center of the diamond, here at Pilot Field in Glens Ferry, Idaho. Beautiful field, beautiful facility. As Dursteller continues to look out, Paniagua looks in once again, winds, fires that upstairs, and now Dursteller earns the walk. And for the third time, the Soda Springs Cardinals draw a walk, brought to you by Davis Repair. And Paniagua is really struggling to try and find the zone right now as he's given up a run and sees Dylan downstep to the plate to try and strike even more fear. Still no base knocks for the Cardinals, but 4 runners have reached as this pitch inside missing, and the count goes to 1-0. The worst news for Paniagua is he's up to 20 pitches already, and with the pitch count rules, this is really burning out a Wells team or a Wendell team that's going to have several more games this tournament. Wine from the stretch, fires this ball lifted into shallow left field. That one's tailing down towards the grass, but coming over to make the play and putting it away in his glove is Raphael Sams. And coming home to score on the sacrifice fly, another run, is Taylor Adams. Moving home on the play. Everybody else had to stay put, but it is a second run for the Soda Springs Cardinals as they advance to a 2-0 lead And Peyton Lish will step to the plate with 1 out on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Again, that run brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Paniagua to the plate again. This ball laced over the head of the shortstop. That's going to get through the gap. Goes past both of the fielders. Coming around home to score is Jaron Johnson. Up ahead to third base is going to be Dursteller, and sliding into second base safely is Lish as he's able to push it ahead to a double, and Dursteller on the play at second base able to trot his way home. A bases clearing double for Peyton Lish as he is going to come up with 2 RBIs on the play, and the Cardinals strike the scoreboard with 4 runs in the first inning and more possibly to come. A poor route taken to the ball by the outfielders as it got through the gap between left fielder Kevin Lindsay and the center fielder Raphael Sams. And as Mason Smith steps up to the plate, the Cardinals have already put a 4 spot onto the board courtesy of just 1 hit. 3 walks and a hit batsman as well in the inning. Paniagua to the plate, fires one past Mason Smith, who swings and misses, and the count goes to 0-1. Lish's double, the first hit of the game, as they'll pinch run and courtesy run for him. Ryan Atterbury on the base paths. I believe that's Ryan. As the ball fouled back to the screen to our left, and the count goes to 0-2 on Mason Smith. 1 out, top of the first inning, 4-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As Mason Smith will have to battle, down 0-2 in the count. See what Paniagua does here. Looks back to the runner over at second. Now comes the plate, and Smith fouls one off to the right side. That might be in play over towards the dugout, and unable to grab it before it drops down to the ground is the catcher, who made a good effort, but Kyler Lucas just ran out of ground to cover and ends up running into the dugout wall on that left side, and is holding his arm. Is not sure if he caught a finger or ran his elbow into the concrete that lines the field around the base of Pilot Field's home plate area. 0-2 count still. As Mason Smith continues to look for green grass and bring home Brian Atterbury, who leads off of second base. Brian to a decent lead. Hasn't shown the mood to go yet. Gets a good secondary, and Mason Smith watches strike 3 drop in. Called strike 3, and Mason Smith is out number 2 in the inning. And Paniagua gets his first strikeout. And the Cardinals will have to look to Jacob Housley to try and bring home that runner off of second base. Already a successful first inning for the Cardinals, leading 4-0 against the Wendell Trojans, giving Peyton Lish, who's going to be the pitcher in today's game, a nice cushion behind him. As Lish, the right-handed batter, or excuse me, Housley, the right-handed batter, steps in. First pitch to him upstairs and away for ball 1. Case Griffith stands on deck. The 9th batter in the Cardinals order is trying to bat around here in inning number 1. Paniagua steps towards the plate once again, winds, fires that pitch a little bit low. The count goes to 2-0. Felipe on the mound, wearing the number 9 gold uniform tops, blue and white highlights up the side. The Washington Nationals W across the left chest with the numbers on the lower bottom of it. Sleeveless uniforms with blue long sleeve cutoffs underneath. Jacob Housley ahead now 3-0 in the count as that pitch misses as well. And a 3-0 count coming up. A 3-0 delivery as Housley should be taking all the way. Pitch back to second base. Ball goes into center field. Brian Atterbury back to the bag safely. Missed an opportunity possibly, though, to move up to third base. As when he dove back, the ball went into center field. Got to be quick and aware of that possibility. 3-0 count. Paniagua once again looks back to the runner. Comes to the plate, and that pitch off the outside. Ball 4 on 4 pitches. And Jacob Housley Earns the 4th walk from Felipe Paniagua. And it brings up Case Griffiths to flip the order over. Another pinch runner is going to head out onto the field. Looks like Connor Torment will get his opportunity. I believe that is Torment at least, wearing the number 20 for the Cardinals. And Paniagua fires a pitch that misses to Case Griffiths as he continues to struggle to find the zone. A lot of balls here in this first inning, as he's walked 4 batters already, hit a man, and is now 0-2 to Case Griffiths as the ball will get past the catcher all the way back to the backstop, and both runners will move up once again. Brian Atterbury moves up to third base, Torment up to second base. Case Griffiths with a 2-0 count in his favor will look out from the right-handed batter's box. Open at first base, but a dangerous bat on deck as this pitch catches the knees, and Case Griffiths, taken all the way, goes to a 2-1 count against him. 33 pitches in this first inning. Already a dent into that pitch count. Paniagua once again to the plate. This pitch just misses a little bit low. Case Griffiths again up 3-1 in the count. Good news for the Cardinals, at least on the offensive side, is the tight strike zone. However, see how their pitching fares with the strike zone that's being called right now. As a pitch swung on and missed by Griffiths. Good release on it. On a pitch upstairs, but just cut underneath the ball. So now 3-2 the count. Runners will be off on contact, but with first base open, you don't want them trying to take off on a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs yet. Pitch to the plate, swung on and missed by Griffiths, and the second strikeout of the inning is recorded to retire the side. But the Soda Springs Cardinals do end up striking for 4 runs in the top of the first inning as we head to the bottom of the first. Cardinals leading 4-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on KBRV The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Bottom of the first inning coming up on KBRV The Bear, also the Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com. Glad to have you with us as the Soda Springs Cardinals off to a 4-0 start against the Wendell Trojans. Looking to try and go to 4-2 on the season. The Trojans currently sitting at 3-4 on the season, actually 3-5 as they lost to Wells, Nevada earlier, 9-6 in the first game of the baseball day. Cardinals softball ended up winning 8-6 against the Wendell Trojans, so baseball trying to follow suit. Only 1 hit for the Cardinals in the top of the first inning. 4 walks and a hit by pitch. We'll see how Peyton Lish does as he looks in. The knuckleballer for the Cardinals had a good outing against the West Jefferson Panthers, and the first pitch lined by James Hiari straight to the shortstop. Zach Housley moved over to his left a step before putting the ball away, and right away the Soda Springs Cardinals get the first out. And it brings up Tristan Wirt. Zach Wirt will bat on deck. Hunter Zacharias hoping for an opportunity, the number 4 batter in the Wendell Trojans lineup. Wearing the gold uniform tops, white pants down below. It's a swing and a miss by Tristan Wirt. Moves the count to 0-1. Wendell being aggressive at the plate here in this opening game. Coach Uskoski having some conversations with the head coach of the Wendell Trojans over down the third base line as another Trojan swings through a pitch. Tristan Wirt falling behind 0-2. The Trojans, one of two Trojans teams that the Cardinals will be facing this weekend as the final game of the tournament. We'll see them facing the defending state champion Nampa Christian Trojans. We'll be looking to show that last year's win was not a fluke, as on an 0-2 pitch, Peyton Lish inside trying to deliver it, hits Tristan Wirt. That was another thing he struggled with against the West Jefferson Panthers. He'd get ahead in counts, and then he'd hit the batter when up in the count. Zach Wirt will step in, the first baseman for the West Jefferson Panthers. Long blonde hair underneath the back of his batting helmet, with his brother Tristan Wirt leading off of first base. Short lead. Peyton Lish, glove at the knee, looks in for the sign from Jacob Housley behind the plate. Peyton now sets, and a quick pickoff move over to first, and back safely is Wirt over at the first base bag. Two umpires for a high school baseball game, as always is the case. The middle umpire in the field standing right around second base, offset from home plate to allow the throw down to second. It's to the plate off the outside corner, called the ball one. There's that tight strike zone, but consistent so far in the way that the home plate umpire has called it. 1-0 count. Lish looks back over at first base, winds to the plate, and this one popped up. Shallow right center field, calling it off and making the play. Mason Smith puts it away in the palm of his glove and retires Zach Wirt on 2 pitches. And the Soda Springs Cardinals defense playing well here in the early going of this game. Brings up the shortstop for the Wendell Trojans, Hunter Zacharias, right-handed batter. Using the green-headed bat, gray handle, gloved hands, deftly waving the bat over his right shoulder as he spoils one to the right side into the netting around the field. Chain link around the softball field, a black mesh net around the outside of the baseball field. 327 to the left corner, 326 to the right field corner here at Pilot Field. Small field, but a very, very nice facility for the Glenn's Ferry Pilots. As another pickoff move back to first base, nearly got Wirt leaning, but back in time is Tristan Wirt, as he was easily able to slide the hand back to the base. 0-1 count remains to the batter at the plate. Zacharias trying to keep this inning going and move Wirt along. Outfield playing shallow with the wind blowing in from left center field as the pitch to the plate in the dirt, blocked by Housley, and quickly out of his crouch looks the runner back and gives the ball back to Peyton Lish on the mound, and the count goes to 1-1 to Zacharias. Zacharias, a fantastic name. Add Hunter to it, and out hunting for a base hit. 1-1, runner goes, pitch down the stairs, throw down to second base, a little bit late and a little bit off target. Not a bad throw by Jacob Lish, though, as that's something he's definitely been working on, is popping out of that crouch quickly in order to keep runners from advancing up. 2-1 count, 2 outs. Zacharias looking out with a hitter's count. Infield playing straight up, a little bit brought in over at third base with Jaron Johnson. Housley shows the signs. Pitch dips a little bit low, and the count goes to 3-1. As Peyton Lish spending a lot of time worrying about that runner out there at second base with a 4-0 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Cardinals struck for 4 in the top of this inning. It's been a quick bottom of the first, but hoping to keep it scoreless as the ball is just bumped over towards third and mishandled on the play. Tough play in the middle of the diamond as Peyton Lish overran it. Jaron Johnson had to go off with the bottom of his glove, and it's an infield single. Again, that was a tough play for regardless of who was going to go over there and make the play on the ball. And it moves Tristan Wirt up to third base. By the way, forgot to remind you, that stolen base brought to you by MySpace Storage. As Tristan Wirt stands on third base. Big thanks to that. That brings up Kyler Lukish, the catcher for the Wendell Trojans. Chance to try and strike the scoreboard as well. As that actually called an error, so they're going to attribute an E5 on that play. And Peyton Lish still yet to give a hit. As this ball off the outside, runner goes, throw down to second base, a little bit short. Housley cuts it off, and a throw to third is going to chase Tristan Wirt back to the third base bag. Good play by the Cardinals. It is another stolen base for Hunter Zacharias. Cardinals still yet to give up a hit to the Wendell Trojans, but runners do stand at second and third. 1-0 count. Bases Kyler Lukish as Peyton Lish working from the windup. Runner stands at third base. Not worried about anyone coming home as Lish will rock, stretch, fire, and a pitch swung on and missed. Kyler Lukish saw some high heat and eyes lit up looking to try and drive one and could not make contact with it. Score remains 4-0 and the count moves to 1-1. Game started at right about 12:30. 2-hour time limits for the baseball contests here at the Glens Ferry Wood Bat Tournament. As Lish again rocks, steps to the plate. This ball fouled off to the screen once again, and the count goes to 1-2. Felipe Paniagua setting up in the on-deck circle, looking to try and have a chance to drive a few runs home. And a 1-2 delivery to the plate by Lish. Bounced right back to him. Snares it with the glove. Floats over to first base and flips it to Taylor Adams. A little bit of an offline throw. But Peyton Lish, in one of his specialties, gets a right back at you ground ball and ends up getting the out. As the Cardinals give up 2 base runners, but they tiptoe around damage and end up taking a 4-0 lead to the top of the second inning on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. On your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Welcome back out to the home of the Glens Ferry Wood Bat Baseball Tournament, also the softball tournament. Cardinals softball getting set to take to the field for the second time today as they're going to be playing Wells, Nevada in their second game of the day, hoping to go 2-0 and hoping to move their record to 5-2. Both the Cardinals baseball and softball teams playing 2 games here on the opening day of these tournaments, as the Cardinals baseball team will be taking on Declo in their final game today. That'll be a 5:30 first pitch of that matchup. After the 3 o'clock game, it'll be played here between Wells, Nevada, and I believe Glens Ferry will be playing in that 3 o'clock game. Final pitch to the plate for the warm-ups from Paniagua. Excuse me. It'll result in a throw down to first base in the top of the Cardinals order. Zach Housley will lead things off. Hit by a pitch his first time up. Came around to score. Has a MySpace Storage stolen base as well. As the home plate umpire will step up, clear off home plate. Get that white dish shining brightly. Got to do the dishes if you're an umpire every once in a while and make sure that it's good for a batter or a pitcher to eat off of. The leadoff batter will step in. Once again, Housley on a tear from his last game that he played. Fires a pitch, or swings at a pitch, I should say, and Paniagua gets up in the count 0-1. Leadoff batter here in the second inning. Cardinals batted around. Benefit of 4 walks, 1 hit batsman, and a single. Turned into a double for Jacob Lish as the pitch misses upstairs and away. See if Paniagua can settle himself down, as he really struggled to find the strike zone in his first trip through the Cardinals' order. 36 pitches in that first inning, and he's already up to 39 as he falls behind 2-1 in this count, as he bounces a pitch to home plate that kicks back to the screen. Jaron Johnson comes over, retrieves the ball before jogging back over to the dugout. As Zach Housley will await the 2-1 delivery. Third baseman brought in for the Wendell Trojans as another pitch misses upstairs. Housley ahead 3-1 in the count now. Infield playing deep up the middle. As I said, third base brought even with the bag. So is first. Outfield playing shallow and straight up to the Cardinals shortstop as Housley swings and bounces one up the middle, gets through the hole, and that's a leadoff single for Zach Housley. Second hit of the game for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Well struck ball by Housley. He's 1 for 1, and the Soda Springs Cardinals strike again early, and we'll see if they put Housley into motion once again, especially with the fact they know he will steal. He took off on the first pitch and his last at bat, or last time on base. Taylor Adams will step to the plate now. Left-hander, ended up walking on 4 pitches his last time up. Doesn't wear the gloves, grips the bat tightly. As a pitch upstairs, we'll see Housley sliding headfirst into second base, diving and clutching the bag tightly as he's got a stolen base, another MySpace storage stolen base. And the Cardinals leadoff man working his way around once more, as he did the exact same thing in the first inning. Got on base, that time with a hit by pitch instead of the single, and was able to steal second before moving up to third on a pass ball. 1-0 delivery to the plate, and Adams swings a mighty cut but couldn't come up with anything but air. And the count goes to 1-1. Nobody out, 4-0 game on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard here in your second inning. Cardinals looking for a few more runs to their tally. 4-0, they lead. Paniagua sets at the chest, looks back, watches Housley, then directs his attention to home plate as Adams squares for a bunt and fouls it towards the Cardinals dugout. Couldn't make solid contact, couldn't make correct contact. It was actually not a terrible bunt down the third base line, but just could not get it into play. 1-2 count, though, means that Adams has the bunt taken out of his hands, and he'll be swinging away here. See what Paniagua does as he kicks high and fires a pitch, trying to bend a curveball into the plate, but it dropped in late. By the time it hit the catcher's glove, it was a strike, but when it crossed the plate about 4 feet previous, it was well high. 2-2, nobody out. Zach Housley still leads off second. Pitch swung on, down in the dirt. Housley leads off of second. Throw goes down that way, and Taylor Adams will be safe at first on a drop third strike. No out recorded, and the drop third strike results in a runner at first and second now, and still nobody out. Can give a little bit of credit to that for Zach Housley for jolting off of second base and drawing the throw down that way instead of the throw being sent down to first base for the easy out. It's the first error on the Wendell Trojans as this pitch off the outside of the plate, taken for a ball. Jaron Johnson at the plate now, ahead in the count 1-0. He also got a Davis repair walk his first time up. Here looking for a little bit more, although a walk would once again load the bases for the Soda Springs Cardinals. They'll take a pitch on the outside corner. good pitch finding the glove of the catcher, Kyler Lukish, and dots the count with a 1-1 count. Nobody out still here in the top of the second inning, which once again seeing that pitch count swell as Jaron Johnson trying to bunt at a ball, misses it. Tentative on the bunt it looked like, and the count goes to 1-2. Cardinals not showing bunt on that 1-0 count. Not showing bunt on the first pitch, and part of it might be the lack of control that's been shown so far by Felipe Paniagua. Paniagua, by the way, is going to be the leadoff batter in the next inning for the Wendell Trojans. So trying to give himself a chance to start a rally that could get his team back into it as he misses again. 2-2, trying to spot a pitch on the outside corner. 2-2 count. Second straight 2-2 count. That's what Taylor Adams struck out on. Taylor Adams still found his way down to first base on a drop third strike. Cardinals leading 4-0. And the pitch to the plate swung on. That's laced towards second. Big hop is fielded cleanly. Only time to get one. No! They get the double play as firing it back to second. Hunter Zacharias completes it with a good flip from James Hiari. And Jaron Johnson is cut down in a 4-6-3 double play. Up to third on the play goes Zach Housley, but that was a big play made in the field defensively for the Wendell Trojans and turned very handsomely by the second baseman Hiari. Got a big hop and a on-the-money throw to the shortstop Zacharias. Pitch now to the plate goes to Dursteller, who takes it upstairs for a ball. 1-0 count. Kyle Dursteller, he also walked his first time up. He will look out from the right-handed box. Pitch to the plate, swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-1. Cardinals only 2 RBIs so far in the game, but 4 runs, leading 4-0. Those RBIs belonging to Peyton Lish further down in the order. All 4 of the first Cardinals to reach base scored in this game. One of those standing in third base looking to be brought home again as Dursteller nubs one foul down the third base line, or first base line, excuse me, and the count goes to 1-2. And once again, another 1-2 count. This has been following a very similar trend to the last 3 batters, as the Cardinals will see the count go to 1-2. And if it continues to follow that trend, this next pitch will miss for ball 2. With 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Paniagua trying to avoid that and fire one across the plate to Dursteller. Her shirt comes untucked in the wind and swings and misses at a fastball down the heart of the plate, and another strikeout for Paniagua. He's got 4 of them in the game, and he is still down by a score of 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Cardinals back out on defense as Peyton Lish looks to continue his success on the field on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Mountain States Insurance Company. Stop in for help with all of your insurance needs at 30 East, 2nd South next to Caribou Jacks in Soda Springs, or call 208-547-2141 and talk to an agent today. Welcome back out to the Glens Ferry Wood Bat Tournament. Mentioned the pitch count rules. We've talked about those several times so far this year. Idaho adopting new pitch count rules. And on those lines, we'll give you a look at what those are. 1 pitch to 35 pitches requires 0 days of rest for a pitcher, as that would allow them to come back the next day. 36 pitches to 60 pitches requires 1 day of rest. 61 pitches to 85 pitches would require 2 days of rest And 86 pitches to 110 pitches requires 3 days of rest, and you are not allowed to throw a pitcher more than 110 pitches. 2-hour games should limit anything beyond into the 2-hour limit, or the 110 limit, but could see some pitchers definitely getting up there. As Paniagua, who leads off the bottom of the second inning, takes a pitch in the dirt against Peyton Lish, and the count goes to 1-0 in his favor. Paniagua, by the way, already up to 55 pitches on his pitch count. And if he ends up throwing a few more, he would not be allowed to pitch for the rest of this tournament. 1-0 count, fouled back to the netting behind home plate. The count goes to 1-1. Peyton Lish doing a good job missing bats so far, at least missing the center of the bat. Nobody for the Wendell Trojans able to barrel anything up quite yet. The Cardinals lead 4-0. Still no hits for the Trojans. One error made by the Cardinals and a hit batsman from Peyton Lish as this ball downstairs in the dirt moves to 2-1. Paniagua up to 2 innings pitched in his own right. Lish with 1 inning pitched. Looking to try and have a clean frame. Didn't have many of those as last time as he works into the windup. Glove at the chest and fires one that's flown high and foul down the right side, and the count goes to 2-2. Happy to have you here with us. Remember, we're going to be here all weekend long, and while softball gets their game moving in the upper echelons of the facilities here in Glens Ferry, playing their second game of the day, remember, we're going to be here for baseball. Softball tomorrow. Pitch down in the dirt moves the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter in the bottom of the second for the Wendell Trojans. Paniagua trying to get this inning off to a grand start for them and get somebody on base, as the Cardinals have really limited Wendell to not having much success. Lish again to the plate, fires one just a little bit inside. Could not catch the zone, and that's a Davis repair walk. And it puts a runner on to first base for the Wendell Trojans. The first walk surrendered by Peyton Lish in the game so far. It's good patience shown at the plate by Paniagua. And we'll see if they put him into motion, as so far Wendell has definitely been aggressive on the base paths in the early going. Nobody out. They've already stolen a pair of bases. That was one of the concerns that Coach Yuskoski had coming into this game. As Jacob Housley crouches behind home plate, reaches out the glove, looks over to first, and a pickoff move goes back to first. Another tight play, but the ball gets away from the glove of Taylor Adams. And we'll have to do the 0-0 delivery once again, see if they come to the plate this time or once again pick off over to first. You don't want to get proved predictable if you're Peyton Lish, although again he is a very methodical pitcher and will definitely grind out when a runner is on base behind him, especially a runner with speed. Not a big lead for Paniagua, and a pitch is going to be bent out of the way as a bunt was shown by Kevin Lindsay, and a ball is taken. Kevin Lindsay's the left fielder for the Wendell Trojans. Raphael Roque, or Sams, is behind him, and Jacob Yancey, the right fielder, will be the third batter up behind him. Paniagua started off this inning with a base hit. Bunt shown once again, and a bunt pulled back as Peyton Lish unable to find the strike zone. And the count goes to 2-0. When a runner or bunter's trying to give himself up, you have to find the zone. That's an out that you want. If they're going to give you an out, take it. Especially at the high school level. Outs are precious, and a bunt shown again. That's a strike on the inside, and the count goes to 2-1. Well, the 2-1 count. See how the Trojans decide to approach this one. Lish again looks over to the first base bag, sets at the chest, quick move to first, and it looks like they got him. They did! Scrambling back, Paniagua was picked off. He wasn't expecting the throw back to first, and out number 1 is recorded on a fantastic pickoff move by Peyton Lish, cutting down the runner and recording the first out of the inning. Still no hits, and now the base is clear as the walk is erased, and with a 2-1 count, Lish can focus his attention on Lindsay at the plate. Delivery to the plate spoiled off right beside us on the left side, and the count goes to 2-2. Lish working well, 25 pitches into this game. Not had many problems as far as keeping his pitch count low early on. Again, the less relievers you have to use now, the better. As that pitch down in the dirt, and Jacob Housley fields it cleanly. Good throw over to first base. The out recorded once again, and Lish gets his first strikeout of the game. Still has yet to give up a hit. And on 5 pitches, able to set down Kevin Lindsay. That'll bring up Raphael Sams. Raphael is the number 8 batter in the lineup for the Trojans, trying to bring up number 9 and avoid having the 9-man lead off an inning. Sams looks out, no gloves. He steps out of the box after watching a ball kick up some dust, and the count goes to 1-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. 4-0, the Cardinals on top on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As the game has shown plenty of patience from both sides, Lish works towards the rubber, and a ball spoiled off to the right side towards the hitting cages and back towards the cars. Will bounce into the parking lot as the count evens at 1-1. Stick around at 5:20, and then at 5:30, we're going to have the Cardinals taking on the Declo Hornets. Final game of the day and final broadcast for us today. Tomorrow morning, 8:45, bright and early, the first pitch between the Lady Cardinals and the Glens Ferry Pilots. The ball is bounced over towards first. That's going to get through everybody, and another mistake made by the Cardinals. Taylor Adams went over to field the ball. We'll see how they field that one, and that is going to be an error. And I believe that'll go on to Case Griffiths, the second baseman. So the second error of the game on the Cardinals is recorded. Another runner goes over to first base. That brings up Jacob Yancey. Speed on the base paths as Sams will step off of first base. Yancey, the right-handed right fielder, will step into the box once again. Still 2 outs. So in a good position right now is a pitch to the plate. That's a ball, I believe. There's no signal from the umpire. And the stolen base will be credited to the runner as Raphael Sams goes 90 feet ahead. Not a terrible throw by Housley, but a strong look, and the pitch ends up being a ball just a little bit low. Housley getting some good work on cutting down runners. Peyton Lish looks back to second base, and back goes the runner. Sams diving to the bag. Lish again focusing on that runner, but the bigger focus has to be the guy at the plate. With 2 outs, you get him out. You don't got to worry about that runner back there at second base. 4-0 the Cardinals lead. Pitch bounced over towards third. Jaron Johnson cleanly gets it on a high hop, throws on to first, and the out is recorded. Cardinals again give up a couple base runners. One cut down on a pickoff move, the other one left stranded, and we head to the top of the third inning. Soda Springs leading the Wendell Trojans by a score of 4-0 on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today. Welcome back out to the third inning, brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance, where they carry only the best brands, including Lazy Boy, Amanda Maytag, Crosley, GE, and more. Sanders Furniture and Appliance is making your house a home. Softball underway in the first inning as the Lady Cardinals taking on Wells, Nevada. Game, we'll see them looking to try and come away with a second victory today after winning their first game of the day, 8-6 against Wendell. Cardinal baseball up 4-0 as we head to the top of that third inning. Paniagua is up onto the mound once again. As the final warm-up pitch is delivered, Paniagua ducks down, adjusts his cap behind the hair, which is tied up in a ponytail braid on the back of his head. Long curly hair. As he gets the ball from the third baseman, and Dylan Downs will step to the plate. The center fielder for the Cardinals had a sacrifice fly and an RBI his last time up, one of 3 RBIs in that first inning scored, and he'll take a pitch off the outside as the count goes to 1-0. Paniagua up to 56 pitches here in inning number 3, just at the start of inning number 3. Cardinals leading 4-0. Paniagua to the plate once again will look, and this one skied over to left field. Camping underneath it and putting that one away in the glove, the left fielder, Kevin Lindsay, records the out, and that is the quickest out recorded by Paniagua so far in the game, aside from the last time Dylan Downs was at the plate, which was also a 2-pitch fly out. Brings up Peyton Lish. He has a single which turned to a double. His last at bat. And the lefty or right-hander will pop one up high, still in play and moving behind home plate and putting away the ball for the out, the catcher, Kyler Lukish. And on 3 pitches, the Cardinals already see a couple of outs put up onto the board. As all of a sudden, Paniagua is looking very, very comfortable out there on the mound. Lady Cardinals, the away team in this game, as we'll keep an eye on how that scoreboard adjusts on the softball field. Got a decent view of it here from the side of the baseball diamond. Paniagua again looks in with 2 outs, facing Mason Smith, who struck out looking his first time up, and he takes a ball upstairs, a curveball that could not quite bend over the plate. Mason, a scheduled pitcher in game number 2, been a very pleasant surprise for the coaching staff and the way he's been able to pitch early on. Good game against West Jefferson as he'll swing and gets one off of the hands over towards third, losing his footing. The third baseman fires on to first. The ball is going to get away, and reaching on the play on the error made by the third baseman is Mason Smith. No base hit. And part of that could have happened because of the lost footing by the third baseman. He went to drop down. The dirt underneath his left cleat and his right cleat split away from each other, and he lost a handle on it as it took his focus away. Brings up Jacob Housley to the plate now. Runner on first base and 2 outs. Housley, his last time up, ended up drawing a walk on 4 pitches, and the first pitch to him well off of the plate, and the count goes to 1-0. Cardinals trying to be aggressive on the base paths, but also show patience at the plate. Got to have that correct amount of a mix between the two. As a pitch from Paniagua to the plate, off the outside, and the count goes to 2-0. 2 outs. I doubt they send Mason Smith. Stands on first base for the first time in the game. Reaching base, leaving only 2 Cardinals yet to reach base. Dylan Downs 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI as Housley waves at one and watches it fly by him. Count goes to 2-1. Big cut there by Jacob Housley. As he looks over to Coach Uskoski, now looks out into the outfield as new ball going to be given to the pitcher Paniagua. The umpire is going to collect that one. Third baseman also coming in as Tristan Wirt has some words with his pitcher. Smiles exchanged, fist bumps exchanged as well. And we return to the action as the home plate umpire ducks back behind the dish. And Jacob Housley once more steps in to the right-handed batter's box. 2-1 count, 2 outs, top of the third inning, 4-0 Cardinals leading as a pitch off the outside corner taken for a strike. And the count goes to 2-2. Paniagua, again, really finding his command once again here in this third inning. struggled through the fourth, but a double play helped him get out of it. So kick, fire, and a swing and a miss by Housley sets him down. Good pitch off the outside corner, went hard off the outside and then harder down and away, and the strikeout is the 5th of the game for Felipe Paniagua, and the score will remain 4-0 going to the bottom of the third. Back after this on your Sanders Furniture third inning on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma, or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Welcome back out to Glens Ferry, Idaho. Caleb Burgraff, hoping that you are going to be joining us all week long as the Soda Springs Cardinals look to continue the success they've been having. The recent run of wins, a 3-game win streak for the Cardinals, has them to a 3-2 record. Way up on the softball diamond, the Cardinals trailing Wells, Nevada in the first inning, 2 outs in the bottom of the first, 1-0. Wells, Nevada, and the Leopards on top of the Cardinals softball team. Keep you posted on how that game continues to progress. Here, 4-0 in the bottom of the third, as the Wendell Trojans will send the top of their order up to the plate. James Hiari, who on the first pitch of the game from Peyton Lish lined one to the shortstop Zach Housley for the first out. Tristan Wirt and Zach Wirt will be behind him as another first pitch swing from Hiari, and he cuts through an off-speed pitch, was in front of it, and ends up seeing it go to a 0-1 count. Hiari down in the count early on. Right-hander, tape along his left hand, will take a pitch downstairs, kicks back to the screen, and the count goes to 1-1. Game hitting just about the 1 hour mark, halfway through. Here in the bottom of the third, moved along fairly smoothly. Lish will rock once again, fire, and this pitch inside and ends up missing. The count goes to 2-1. Lish trying to keep that command intact, as he's definitely had success with that so far. Tiptoeing through some danger. Ball off the hands, flied out to right field. Mason Smith comes in, sticks the glove out, and puts it away safely for out number 1. And another fly out for the Wells Leopards, the Wendell Trojans. Getting that confused. Softball taken on the Wells Leopards, and by the way, now up 2-0 on the Cardinals. As it brings up Tristan Wirt, who was hit by a pitch on an 0-2 count his last time up, has a stolen base to his credit as well. And Zach Wirt stands in the on-deck circle of 2, trying to help each other out. Progress this inning along to get Wells some runs. They still have yet to get a hit onto the board as well. A couple of errors on the Cardinals, some walks and a hit by pitch, but nothing major. There's a swing and a miss by Tristan Wirt. He's kept off balance by Peyton Lish once again. 0-1 count, 1 out, bottom of the third, 4-0. Your Sanders Furniture and Appliance third inning here in the Glens Ferry hard ball tournament. Pitch upstairs, ducked out of the way by Tristan Wirt. 1-1 count, that pitch upstairs, as I said. Cardinals shifted a little bit to the left off the line as Jaron Johnson giving plenty of room over there. A pitch catch in the zone, snapped back into the zone by Jacob Housley. Good framing job. That one was a borderline pitch, but did a good job bringing it back down to the plate. And the count goes to 1-2. Lish will look back in once again. Rocks, and the right-hander will wind. Fire, swing, and a foul ball bounces off the netting. And the count moves, and stays, I should say, at 1-2. here in our bottom of the third. It's been a defensive game so far. Mistakes. But in that 4-run first inning when the Cardinals jumped onto the Trojans for a couple of runs, there really hasn't been much since as another ball fought off to the screen. And the count stays at 1-2 once again, and we'll see a 6th pitch in this at-bat. Lish battling, but Tristan Wirt right there, pitch for pitch, battling with him as well. Just getting enough to keep himself alive, looking for that perfect pitch to lace up the middle. And he'll swing and spoil another one to the right side. And his brother catches it, Zach Wirt, off the netting and flips it over. The dugout giving a little bit of a hard time. And out! He's done. Doesn't count that way, though. Luckily for Wirt's brother, who's at the mound, or at the batter's box. Right-hander looks out. Lish winds, fires. This ball bounced foul towards the third base side, and backhand pass from the head coach of the Wendell Trojans to Jaron Johnson, drawing the pleasure of the dugout to our right, where the Wendell Trojans continue to look on. 2-2 count. No, should still be 1-2. After that foul ball, does remain 1-2 as the umpire flashes that. And the pitch to the plate bounces. Now it's 2-2. They could have left it at 2-2 and it would have matched up. Well, they'll have to just add the extra ball to the count now. 2-2, 1 out. Bottom of the third inning. Cardinals will be sending up Case Griffiths in the top of the order in the top of the fourth inning. As for the Trojans, they're looking to try and get something going. Again, no hits. Peyton Lish, by the way, last year had a no-hitter flying along in this game. Was not able to finish it, or a game here at Glenn's Ferry, but was not able to finish it. As he gave up a hit late here, high cheese, gets a swing and a miss. Jacob Housley holding on to the ball. Cardinals will go around the horn first to short to second to third. As the strikeout, Peyton Lish gets his second of the game. And the Trojans, after a 9-pitch at-bat, will be still left hitless. And Zach Wirt, the first baseman for Wendell, will step to the plate. Right-hander stepping in. Softball team for Wendell sitting along the third base side as they are done for the day. Pitch inside and another hit batter. Peyton Lish, another hit batsman. He has struggled with that all season, and that is his second of the game. That's a focus issue. Trojans will take it. But if you're a Cardinals fan, and if you're Coach Jeff Uskoski, you have to be a little bit concerned about that. Runner on first base, Wirt, pickoff move over to first base, sees him diving back as Wirt easily back to the bag in time. And with 2 outs, Lish will again direct his attention to the plate. Hunter Zacharias reached on an error his last time. I had it as a hit, but ended up being adjusted to an error by the official scores here. The ball is going to get past Jacob Housley back to the screen and up ahead to second base on the pass ball is going to be Zach Wirt. Still no hits for the Trojans, as they have definitely not been able to square Peyton Lish up yet. Put the ball in play several times, but between the wind blowing in from left center field and the off-speed mix-ups of Peyton Lish, they've not been able to find a consistent spot and been able to track the ball. So now a count goes to 2-0 to Hunter Zacharias, getting ahead in the count. Runner off second base would be the first run of the game for the Wendell Trojans, trailing 4-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Runner goes, popping out of the crouch, and the throw down to third base just a little bit late, as the throw is on the money to Jaron Johnson. Swing and a miss at the plate for Zacharias, but it'll be another MySpace Storage stolen base for the Wendell Trojans. By the way, still now into the second inning, 2-0. Softball trails, I believe, top of the second. 2 outs in the top of the second as Peyton Lish delivers here. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Bouncing ball over to second, fielded on a hop by Case Griffiths as he had to range to his left to pick up the ball and ended up seeing it drops softly into his glove, and an easy play to get the out. Cardinals escape a base runner at third base with 2 outs as a put out ends the inning, and the no-hitter remains intact for Peyton Lish as they lead it 4-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
3 innings in the book. That last inning once again brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance, where they carry only the best brands, including Lazy Boy, Amanda, Maytag, Crosley, GE, and more. Sanders Furniture and Appliance is working at making your house a home. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, Cardinals have not struck the scoreboard since the first inning when they put 4 runs onto the board and set 9 batters to the plate. Since then, though, Paniagua has been fantastic on the mound. He has still had some high pitch count innings, but only 29 pitches the last 2 innings compared to the 36 that he threw in the first inning of play. Wrapping up his warm-up pitches, the throw down to second base will get there cleanly and easily to the second baseman James Hiari, and that'll bring up Case Griffiths. Cardinals second baseman made a very, very smooth play to wrap up that 3rd inning, moving to his left and snaring one. Didn't get his body in front of it, but got the glove in front of it and watched it kick up into his glove. And he will try and get the offense going now after getting them onto the or off the field. Swing and a miss, a fastball by Paniagua as his hat falls off again. He's had trouble keeping that up onto the dome, but I'm sure he'll trade that for the swing and a miss strike. 0-1 count, nobody out. Paniagua again looks in. He'll kick, works from the stretch exclusively as he'll fire a strike down the middle of the plate. Case Griffiths patiently watching it go by, but now that patience has to come to an end. He's got to be very selective, but also he has to be defensive. Has to try and maybe fight off some pitches that might be close. This one not even close, as that's up near the dome, and he ducks out of the way to go to 1-2. Cardinals, as I've said, still up 4-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, but not a lot to talk about since that first inning. 2 hits for the Cardinals, none for the Wendell Trojans, 2 errors aside. Another pitch, strike 3 called on the inside. Case Griffiths took it, and the umpire looks at him, and he looks at the umpire, and the umpire says, "You can go ahead and take a seat now." Is that is strikeout number 6 for Paniagua? And it brings up Zach Housley. He's 1 for 1, has reached base twice, hit by a pitch once, and has a single to his credit. He was left stranded at third base. He's also got a pair of stolen bases, as he will take a pitch inside and tight, and the count goes to 1-0. 70th pitch of this inning for Paniagua. He continues to creep up on that pitch count, but still plenty to go. Could go the whole distance right now, the way he's calmed things down, as Housley off the inside handle of the bat ends up bouncing one over to third, and he beats it out. The ball was mishandled by the third baseman. This will be a tough one to see. Housley with speed, they could give him a hit, but no, they're going to track that as an error. And the error will give the Cardinals a base runner over at first. E5, as that one was mishandled by Wirt. Tristan unable to cleanly pick it up. Sounded like it might have broken the bat as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on that bat for the Cardinals. See if that one is still available to them. It's the thing about a wood bat tournament, you'll see some busted bats throughout the day. 1 out here, runner on first base. Housley again takes off immediately, and he is going to be safe as the ball skips away from the second baseman. And a third stolen base brought to you by MySpace Storage. Zach Housley, every time he's been on base, has made it up to second base, and he is 3 for 3 in stolen bases throughout the tournament. And the ball missed as well, so Taylor Adams ahead in the count, 1-0. Adams, the lefty, swings. He's going to bounce one towards first, cleanly picked up, and to the bag goes the elderwort, Zach, who puts it away for the out. Productive out as it moves the runner up to third, and now any way of reaching base other than a walk for Jaron Johnson should bring home Zach Housley. Johnson's walked and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. That erased Taylor Adams, who was on the base paths last time. 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. Johnson stares out, crouches down, and awaits the pitch. As this one, a high arcing curveball that drops into the zone. The count goes to 0-1. 3 errors on Wendell, helped along with the 4 runs that have come across for the Cardinals. There's another pitch off the plate, another curveball trying to get Johnson to go fishing after. It keeps the count at 1-1. 2 of those errors have allowed runners on base. 1 of those errors was a pass ball that allowed a run to come across and score. Paniagua checks the runner over at third. Housley off to a little bit of a running lead, and the ball misses again off the plate, and Jaron Johnson gets ahead in the count, 2-1. This is where you can be aggressive if you're the batter at the plate as well. Gives you a chance to look for a pitch, look for it in a certain spot, and if it's there, you can hit it hard. And he does so, and big cut, but fouls it off back to the backstop right in front of us, actually. It's picked up by Kyle Dursteller, flipped back to the umpire, and with a 2-2 count, Deuces Wild in the top of the 4th inning, and Jaron Johnson, wearing the number 22, will try and bring that runner home, get the Cardinals another run up onto the scoreboard. Can't try and do too much now, just make contact. Get the ball in play. A strikeout's the worst thing you can do, and he'll put the ball in play, but foul to the right side. Well, foul into the batting cage area, down the first base line. And the count will stick at 2-2 with 2 outs. Paniagua up to 13 pitches in the inning. Kicks, fires this one into center field. That's going to chase the center fielder back. Wind playing with it, and coming over to his left and putting it away for the out is Raphael Sams. The inning is over. The Soda Springs Cardinals down after putting a runner on base with an error, but they can't bring him across the plate as the inning ends with the Cardinals still leading 4-0 heading to the bottom of the 4th on KBRV The Co-op and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3- or 4-year-old children today.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for April 6th through the 12th. Grab 85% lean, 15% fat ground beef for $2.59 a pound. Grab a Fill It Fresh $10 mix or match bag and pack it with apples, navel oranges, whole mini watermelons, fresh white corn, tomatoes, carrots, red bell peppers, yellow onions, potatoes, and lettuce. And finish it all off with 2 pounds of Western Family block or shredded medium cheddar cheese at $4.99 each. That's a look at just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs. This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Call Ricky today at 208-547-7012 and let her help you find your way home. Welcome back out to Glenn's Ferry, Idaho on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com. The Cardinals once again held scoreless as they still lead it 5-0 against the Wendell Trojans. Wendell will still be looking to try and crack that scoreboard and crack the hit column. Up on the softball diamond, 5-0. Wells, Nevada continuing to pull ahead of the Lady Cardinals there as they work into the second half hour of their ball game. Between the Wells Leopards here, Wendell will be sending up Kyler Lukish, the catcher, Looking to try and get this inning started off the right way as he'll put a bunt down, but foul down the first base side. And Coach Uskoski picks it up, flips it back to home plate, and it'll be Jacob Housley giving the ball back to the umpire. 0-1 the count, though, as Lucas, who was booking it down the first base line, comes back, retrieves his bat, and steps into the right-handed batter's box. 0-1 count, nobody out, bottom of the fourth inning. Peyton Lish winds, fires that inside off the glove of Housley, and the count goes to 1-1. A little bit of a race between the on-deck batter, Paniagua, and Coach Uskoski. Skoski coming away with the victory in that, by the way. As the count goes to 1-1. Lucas taking his time, getting himself comfortable in the right-handed batter's box. Looks out, shows bunt once again, pulls it back, swings, slaps one down to third base. Picked up on a short hop by Johnson. A wide throw over to first. Pulls Taylor Adams off the bag. Another error on that play. A good play by Jaron Johnson, but the high throw is going to cost the Cardinals a base runner. We'll see what the official ruling is. I'd be shocked if that's a hit. Safe at first base goes the runner. And Lucas is on base on the second error made on the day by Jaron Johnson. Nobody out. As Lish to the plate fires one past Housley. He's going to get up quickly, get to the baseball, and get it back in. And the count goes to 1-0. Lish above 50 pitches, 53 pitches to be exact. As with a 1-0 count, Paniagua. And a runner on second base. Lish will look back. Takes a pickoff move. That's going to go into center field, and that'll allow the runner all the way up to third. Throw comes in as well, but late. And another error on the Cardinals, this time goes against Lish. So you have a wild pitch and an E1 allowing the ball to get into center field on the throw. 4 errors now on the Soda Springs Cardinals. And Jacob Lish is going to head over to the dugout, or Jacob Housley, excuse me, is going to head over to the dugout, and we might have a change, and that is exactly what it looks like it will be, as Caleb Peterson, I believe, will be stepping into the game to replace Lish. Either that or they're going to trade cleats. And that looks to be more of what is going to take place here, is Jacob Housley finding something wrong with a cleat. Will switch shoes. And he will put the left shoe that Caleb Peterson had onto his left foot. This is something I can say I've never seen before. I've seen equipment problems before, but I've never seen two players trade cleats. As the exchange is completed, and Housley making waves with the Wendell softball girls, drawing some comments from them, answering back. Step back behind home plate, 1-0 count, nobody out, runner's going to come home. It's a suicide squeeze. The runner's going to be cut down as the bunt was not put down. Cardinals have him in a rundown, and Dursteller flipping the ball to Lish, the tag applied, and the rundown cuts him down, and the runner is retired. The error will not cost, neither of the two errors will cost them. Well executed rundown by the Soda Springs Cardinals, and out number 1 is recorded in the frame. Pitch was a ball. As Paniagua is not able to get the bunt down. And that's the thing, if they're going to put that suicide squeeze on, you have to get the bunt down. See, it should be a 2-0 count with 1 out. Scoreboard is off right now. as it has 2 outs with 1 ball. And they will say 2-0. Panigua sees a pitch, miss high. Count goes to 3-0. It seems like we've been stuck with Panigua at the plate for a while, as this inning has just taken some time to work its way through. Lish winds the right-hander to the plate with a 3-0 count inside, and that misses as well. And to the plate goes Panigua. Another walk brought to you by Davis Repair. They are the diesel and equipment specialist. Call them at 208-221-9403 or stop by 600 West Highway 30 in Soda Springs. So another runner on first base, still only the 1 out. And Kevin Lindsay will step up to the plate. Lish catches the zone with a low strike, and the count goes to 0-1. And that runner over at first base on the second walk by Lish in the game. Still no hits given up to the Wendell Trojans by the Cardinals sophomore. Just looks in, now checks back to the runner. 0-1 count, winds, fires this pitch inside. And the count goes to 1-1. Slate gray sky overhead, some blue dotted into it. Sun hidden behind the clouds. Was poking its head out earlier between 10:30 and 12 o'clock. There's a 1-1 count will be set up for Kevin Lindsay. Panigua, excuse me, takes off, runner going. Housley up with the ball, good throw, but it bounces past everybody and into center field. If Zach Housley can make the catch on the play, it might end up being a caught stealing. Jacob Housley made the play close, but could not quite gun him down. Count does go to 1-2 as it was a strike across the plate. And with 1 out, runner at second base, Lish will step off the rubber. And back is once again Panigua. He'll get off to his lead again off second. Pitch bounced over towards first. Stays fair, but Taylor Adams has it go straight through his legs. And that'll be another error on the Cardinals. Bill Buckner has a friend as Taylor Adams picked the glove up a little bit too early. You got to get the glove down on the ground, as that's the 5th error by the Cardinals here in the game in just 4 innings in the third, 3 innings in the third. Plus 4 innings, and Taylor Adams gets runners on the corners. Pickoff move back to first base, has Kevin diving to the bag. Gets back safely. Runners on the corners. We have stolen base by Panigua. Was another MySpace storage stolen base, as Lish will look into the plate. Bottom of the 4th inning, 4-0 Cardinals up, but the Wendell Trojans starting to threaten as another throw down to second base. We'll see the runner coming home now. Throw to the plate is going to get past everybody and up to third base. Will go the Wendell Trojans as they finally crack the scoreboard. Coming home on the steal is Panigua. And up to third base on the steal is Kevin Lindsay. Running. Earned run. That was the man who reached on a walk. There have been 2 errors in the inning made by the Cardinals. 4-1 now the score sits on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. 1-0 the count. Pitch to the plate. Blocked by the knee pad of Jacob Housley, excuse me. And the count goes to 2-0. To Raphael Sams, who reached on an error his first time up. Cardinals still have yet to give up a hit. Yet the Wendell Trojans have 1 run on the board, 4-1 as a pitch to the plate downstairs, and Housley will chase the runner back over towards third. The count goes to 3-0. And in danger of putting runners onto the corners. Cardinals might be, again, thinking about maybe putting that runner onto, or putting somebody out there to replace Lish, who's starting to struggle a little bit to find the zone. As this pitch inside, ball 4. And another Davis repair walk, the second of the frame for Peyton Lish. Puts runners onto the corners for the Wendell Trojans. And coming out of the dugout, Coach Yuskoski's going to make his way out to the mound. And he's going to have some words with Peyton Lish, his starter. He's going to want to try and calm him down. That's all this meeting's going to be about at this point in time. Is, again, he has not been in a bad position. He's pitched fairly well through this game so far. He's just been a little bit wild. And his pitch count starting to elevate because of that. Is at this point in time, he's throwing 64 pitches. So you're not in any bad position, but also the way that the pitches have come and the stress of runners on base has not been a positive for the Cardinals sophomore out there on the mound, as he's had to labor despite not giving up a hit yet. And part of that's not necessarily his fault. Part of that's the 5 errors that have been committed by the Cardinals on the defensive side. So that'll bring up the number 9 batter in the Wells, Nevada order, or excuse me, the Wendell Trojans order, as the conference on the mound breaks up, and it brings up Jacob Yancey. Jacob, a right-handed batter in the right-handed box, holds the green bat. Now a pickoff move, first to third, or third to first, I should say. We'll have everybody back to their bases. Peyton Lish looking at those runners, making sure that they don't take off and steal. And there is action in the bullpen for the Cardinals. Caleb Peterson, or excuse me, Logan Mumford, starting to get himself warmed up over in the bullpen along the left side of the field. And a pitch to the plate, strike on the outside corner as Lish, first pitch to Yancey, nails the outside of the plate. And for the first time this inning, he's working from ahead of a batter. Remember, he's gotten the 2 outs, but they've unfortunately been errors. One runner was cut down coming home. Another pitch, this one spoiled to the right side, and Lish now just focusing on throwing strikes, and that's what he's been needing to do. Not worry so much about the runners on base. Just worry about getting the outs. Worry about that man at the plate. You have a 4-1 lead. That's been given to you since the first inning of play. 4-0 is what it's been until this inning, when Wendell has pushed across 1 run, although they still do not have a hit. All these courtesy of the 5 errors the Cardinals have made. This pitch upstairs, it's going to be a good pitch to run on, though, and the Cardinals will try and run a play. They'll get him into a rundown into the third base bag. Jaron Johnson says he got the out, but the umpire in the field says no, he's safe over at third base. And the stolen base, another MySpace Stores stolen base, is the 3rd of the inning for the Wendell Trojans. 1-2 count. As Peyton Lish will again look in. He'll rock into his windup. Runners at second and third. This pitch gets away again. Runner coming home, and Housley slips the ball back to Lish. That's going to get away from Peyton Lish. He's going to hustle over to his right to get it. And another runner coming home. This one is out as the ball held onto by Housley. 1 run did come home. Housley made the block, might have gotten spiked a little bit, but out number 2 is recorded. 1 run, as I said, does score. It's an unearned run as he reached base on an error. And the other run is cut down on a ball that got by. 2-2 count with Jacob Yancey still at the plate. 2 outs. And a 4-2 ball game. Pitch to the plate, swung on and missed. That is strike 3, and that'll do it for the inning. Cardinals do surrender Another 2 runs, the first 2 runs of the game, but the Wendell Trojans give up a couple of runs who are cut down at home plate. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Cardinals leading this one 4-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com. Your Bear Lake Drug 5th inning coming up next.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto. Imagine.
The Soda Springs Cardinals giving up a couple of runs, one of them unearned, the other one earned, to the Wendell Trojans as the score sits at 4-2 entering the top of the 5th inning. Happy to have you here with us on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com as we bring you the Wood Bat Tournament game number 1 for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Another update from the softball field as the Cardinals currently trailing Wells, Nevada by a score up there of 9-0. That game in the 3rd inning with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. It looks like Wells really starting to push some runs across the plate as Panigua again will step up to the plate, and leading things off, Kyle Dursteller for the Cardinals will get the call. The right-hander takes a pitch upstairs. It's been a while since Panigua's been out there on the mound, and we'll see if this ends up playing into the Cardinals' hands with maybe him having trouble finding that location again. The right-hander winds, deals, and a swing and a miss by Dursteller as he had a fastball to hit but could not quite make contact with it. Cardinals may be swinging a bit too hard right now. With the wood bats, you have that tendency to want to try and really hit the ball hard, especially when you see some of these short fences, especially at 327 down the left side and 326 to the right corner. As another pitch misses low and the count goes 2-1. They haven't taxed Manigua since that 1st inning. He threw 36 pitches then, up to 79 now, as they really have not forced him to locate to the zone as another pitch misses and it goes 3-1. Leadoff batter for the Cardinals looking for that opening walk. Panigua again kicks, fires, and swing and a miss. Dursteller went after some high heat and the count goes full. 3-2 to the Cardinals left fielder today. He'll be expected to pitch against either Prairie or against Nampa Christian later on this week. And he will get ball 4 as that pitch misses. And another Davis repair walk, the 5th by Felipe Panigua. Will put the leadoff man on base for the Soda Springs Cardinals, and on a full count no less as Dylan Downs steps to the plate. Downs looking to try and find the success he had last year with the plate. Has not had a brilliant start to the season as he spoils one to the backside, dipped a little bit under a high pitch and could not make contact. Not solid contact at least, and the count goes to 0-1. Nobody out, top of the 5th, 4-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard in your Bear Lake Drug 5th inning. Bear Lake Drug, the small town pharmacy with world-class service, as Dursteller able to move up on a pass ball he was going anyways. So it'll be a stolen base for Dursteller. Another MySpace storage stolen base. Cardinals have not scored a run since the 1st inning of play and still hold that 4-2 lead. 4 runs came across then, all of them earned. While there was an error in that inning, it came late. Pitch to the plate. Down, splaps one through the second base hole. That's going to bring Dursteller around. Throw coming towards the plate. Not cut off, but Dursteller slides in safely. An RBI single for Dylan Downs. Snaps his hitless streak. And the Cardinals snap the runless streak with a Gate City Real Estate run brought to you by Ricky Wood. Call her at 208-547-7012. And the Cardinals get one of those runs back, 5-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Downsy getting the third hit for the Cardinals in the game, and the 5th earned run pushed across the plate as well. That'll bring up Peyton Lish to the plate. Right-hander. Looks out to Panigua. The pitch to him is going to be laced down the left field line. That is twisting, hooking, foul. Coach Uskoski excited about that one, and just a yard foul. They mow a stripe down to the foul lines, all the way to the foul poles here, and about 3 feet wide, same width as the path from third to home, and that ball bounced just outside of the mowed area of grass, a few feet from finding its way inside the lines. Swing and a miss on the 0-1 pitch by Peyton Lish has him down 0-2. Nobody out. Dylan Downs over at first base, 5-2. Soda Springs looking to cash in once again. Right-handed Lish looking out. Waits the pitch. Panigua to the plate. Swing and a miss. Lish went after it. Dropped third strike, but the runner was at first base. It was occupied, so he couldn't go anywhere. That's 7 strikeouts for Panigua. Although that does push him up to 91 pitches in the game so far. So he's getting towards that 110 pitch count. Mason Smith will step to the plate now. The senior has a strikeout and reached on an error his last at-bat. One of the 3 errors made by the Wendell Trojans. Runner going. Dylan Downs trying to take second base. He's going to head in feet first and standing as he's going to swipe a bag, and has a MySpace storage stolen base as well. Pitch was a ball away from Mason Smith. It's now a runner in scoring position for the Cardinals. Smith steps into the right-handed box. Downs, you got to remember, broke his leg last year sliding into third base against Mackey Chalice, or Chalice Mackey, depending on which way you want that one to be said. He said he's not sliding anymore this year, and I wasn't sure if he was going to really hold up to that or not, but on that run to second base, definitely held up to his ideals there. Just trotted into the bag. 1-1 count, 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th, 1 run already home as Mason Smith takes a strike curveball that crossed the inside corner to the right-handed batter, and the count goes to 1-2. So Mason Smith, that if he doesn't want to strike out again and be the 8th punch-out victim by Panigua, will have to try and battle a little bit. Grips the wood bat handle tight, and this pitch fought off to the right side. That's the battle I'm talking about. Mason Smith keeping himself alive, and he'll jog back to home plate. Gets the bat from the umpire. As he wanders around the circle. And right now it looks like the catcher's mask ended up breaking. Not sure how it broke. Maybe just being dropped onto the ground as they'll toss the secondary catcher's mask out. This one, the Wolverine, Michigan State Wolverine looking one. And back behind home plate will head Kyler Lukish. A 1-2 count with 1 out and Mason Smith at the plate. How many times do you see a mask of a catcher broken on a ball that doesn't hit it? That one fouled just back to the screen. 1-2 pitch. That's going to be popped over towards third. Downs sees the throw go to first. He's going to take off to third. Good base running by the Cardinals senior. And it's a productive out by Mason Smith as it does move the runner up to third base. Up at the softball field, by the way, still in the 3rd inning. 2 outs, 11-0. The Wells Leopards leading the Soda Springs Cardinals. Brings up Jacob Housley. 5-2 still. Jacob Housley in the right-handed batter's box. He's looking for his first hit. He's walked and struck out. Panigua to the plate. Sees him pop one up. That'll be back behind first base. Drifting to foul territory and putting it away is Wirt. And the inning is over. Cardinals threaten and drive home one run on an RBI single by Dylan Downs, but they can't get more than that, and it remains a 5-2 game as we head to the bottom of the fifth on KBRV, the Co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com in your Bear Lake Drug fifth inning.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
5-2 ball game. The Soda Springs Cardinals continuing to march their way towards what hopefully will be a victory. At 20 minutes away from that, they just need to have one more solid inning from Peyton Lish, and he is going to have his hands full. Top of the order coming up, James Hiari for his third at-bat will be followed by Tristan Wirt and Zach Wirt, third time through the order. This is always one of the tougher times to get through the order, and we'll see how the Cardinals approach it. Lish, as I said, is back out onto the mound as he continues to throw this no-hitter. 5 errors in the field behind him, but still no hits, and he has walked 3, hit 2. But those 10 base runners have not hurt him yet. We'll see if he can continue that success. It's hurt him with 2 runs, but hasn't hurt him with hits. That'll bring up James Hiari. 0 for 2, a fly out to right field, and a line out to open up the ball game on the first pitch he saw to the shortstop, Zach Housley. Steps up as Lish's first delivery to the plate. That's a strike across the thighs, and the count goes to 0-1. James playing second base. Started a double play, so he's already got a highlight play here trying to get things going as he bounces one over to Housley at short. Long throw across the diamond is good and on target, and the Cardinals come up with the opening out of inning number 5, the bottom half of the inning, with them leading 5-2. Fifth inning brought to you by Bear Lake Drug, where they have everything you need to get better quick, and they carry durable medical equipment for purchase or rent. While you're there, enjoy their gift shop to surprise someone special. Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Call them at 208-847-1421. Lish to the plate as he faces the first of the Wirts. Tristan Wirt, the third baseman, takes the first pitch for a ball. Lish keeping runners off base is going to be important to him here. As whenever he's gotten runners on base, he really gets even more methodical than normal, as he definitely works at a pace. Tristan Wirt up in the count now, 2-0. They're taking another pitch on the inside. Here at Pilot Field in Glens Ferry, Idaho. Pitch to the plate from Lish, a strike on the outside. Went with the off-speed changeup, drug the back foot, and ends up getting his first strike onto the board. 2-1. Important one there. You don't want to go 3-0, especially with the heart of the lineup coming up. You don't want to give up any free passes. 5-3 Cardinals lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And here's a ball off the end of the bat. Zach Housley back behind short into the outfield grass, puts it away for out number 2. And 2 quick outs on just 6 pitches for Peyton Lish. And Zach Housley's doing it all himself to help out his sophomore teammate on the mound. Brings up Zach Wirt. He's been hit by a pitch, stolen a couple of bases, left stranded at third. And he's flowing out to left field, or right field. Zach wearing the 2 gloves. Dusty, dirty with the red dust of the baseball diamond here at Pilot Field. First pitch to him. Just dips low, and that's another thing that we've been trying to work on, or Housley's been trying to work on with the Cardinals, is freezing the ball. I think if he holds his glove stiff and he doesn't drop it down to catch that one like he did on this pitch, freeze the glove, freeze the wrist, you get the call. It aids out the call. The umpire doesn't see it moving down. He sees it moving straight. As this pitch fouled off over towards third. A little bit of side spin. Way to stick with it. The head coach of the Wendell Trojans followed the bounce, and Marty Hurd able to keep it in front of him. Fields it cleanly. The count goes to 1-2 to Zach Wirt. Lish looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Despite having the no-hitter, hasn't had one of these. And pitch to him is lifted into right field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Gets past Mason Smith, but not by much. And the only hit of the game for Wendell comes across as Zach Wirtz, on 4 pitches, laces one to right field. Just went the opposite way. And there goes the no-hitter for Peyton Lish. Line scores 5 runs, 3 hits, 5 errors for the Cardinals. 2 runs, 1 hit, 3 errors for the Wendell Trojans, who just have not taken advantage of the mistakes made by the Cardinals often enough to keep them or get them close to the lead. Pickoff move to first base has Wirt back to the bag. 2 outs at the plate. Hunter Zacharias. He's over 2. He's reached on one of those errors and also has grounded out to second. Checks back over to first base. Now sets at the chest. Strides, fires, and that pitch, a strike on the outside. And the count will even at 1-1. Or excuse me, 0-1. As the first pitch was a pickoff. Got myself confused. With an 0-1 count, Lish will again keep an eye on that runner and Wirt over at first. Wirt going to take off. Pitch goes past Housley as he tried to make the throw before he had the ball in his hands. Picks it up and stares Wirt back over to second base. As the count now goes to 1-1 and another stolen base. Brought to you by MySpace Storage for the Wendell Trojans. 5-2. Wendell with the 3rd run sitting out there at second base. All they need is a base knock or another error by the Cardinals, which would allow 180 feet of base paths to go underneath the feet of Zach Wirt. Lish to the plate. Another runner goes. This ball bounced back over to Peyton Lish. Spears it with the left-handed glove and throws on to first. And the inning is over. Lish does it all himself once again. And after 5 innings, he's in line for the win. 5-2, the Cardinals lead the Wendell Trojans here in Game 1 of their Wood Bat Tournament at Glenn's Ferry at Pilot Field on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Welcome back out to Glenn's Ferry. New pitcher on to the mound for the Wendell Trojans as Felipe Panigua has seen his day come to an end at 96 pitches and through 5 innings of work gave up 5 runs. All 5 of those runs were earned. Despite the Cardinals only have 3 hits, part of that because of the 5 walks he gave up. He did strike out 7 and hit 1 batter. The new new pitcher in his place, Gasper Diaz, will make his way out to the mound, looking to work a quick 6th inning and get the offense up as time starting to slip away from the Wendell Trojans. Just 12 minutes left in the game before the final inning can be played, or you can start another inning. And with the Soda Springs Cardinals out there on the field, they'll be looking to try and extend the top half of this inning and get a couple more insurance runs out there. We'll see if the Cardinals send out Peyton Lish. He's only to 82 pitches, as it would be a big benefit to them to see him get through a complete game. So we'll see what the Cardinals try to do on this Thursday afternoon The gray clouds overhead in Glens Ferry, Idaho. Rain's supposed to possibly make its way into the forecast next week. Our next game's tomorrow. As first batter for the Cardinals, Case Griffiths will step up. He's got a pair of strikeouts, looking to get the ball in play against Diaz, who fires the first pitch upstairs for ball one. Griffiths has played second base well today. Does have one error against him, but did not come to hurt the Cardinals. And another pitch missing as Diaz struggling to zone in on the catcher's mitt behind home plate. There's a new catcher, it looks like, behind home plate as well. Wendell really shifting around a lot of different substitutions out there into the field, it looks like, as they've also switched around their third baseman. As Kyler Lukish has been moved over to third, and I believe Panigua has been made the new catcher. We'll see if we can figure out where Tristan Word is as ball gets passed, and on 4 straight pitches, Case Griffiths makes his way down to first base with another Davis repair walk. So Panigua behind home plate. Hard to miss that hair. Tied up in the bunt. As number 24, Zach Housey, will step up. Wells comes away with a win over the Cardinals, 15-0. At a 3-inning affair. The Cardinals did not bring the fire they brought in the first game, as a pitch is going to get passed to the backstop, and moving up to second base, Case Griffiths on the pass ball moves the and up ahead to second base goes Case Griffiths. 1-0 count to Zach Housey. Nobody out. Big insurance run stands out at second base for the Cardinals. As Diaz looks back, now winds, fires, and this ball bounced over towards short. Griffiths is going to go, and it might have distracted the shortstop with the Trojans as he makes the throw. It's a good throw on the money, but it's going to be credited an error anyways as the bobble cost him. It's an E6, the 4th error on the Trojans. And moving up to third base goes Griffiths. A fantastic base running move, although one that is a dangerous one is you don't want to run with the ball in front of you. Adams will step into the right-handed batter's box, or left-handed batter's box, excuse me. Runners on the corners, and a nothing count facing him. It's Housey on base for the 4th time in the game. He's yet to be retired, although twice he's reached because of errors in the official scorebook. Diaz, left-hander, on the mound for the Wendell Trojans, looks in. Stirrups pulled high towards the knees. So wind, fire, and this ball by Adams fouled off at the plate. Housey was taking off on the play, and the count goes to 0-1 to Taylor Adams. They have 1-1 up on the scoreboard. Although with the way that Housey's been taking off on every pitch that he's been on base, especially when he's over at first, would not shock me. See, that it is 0-1. Now they get it adjusted. It is 0-1. And Adams will stride back into the left-handed batter's box. Taylor, 0 for 2, has walked, has scored. Runner's not going to go this time. They'll snap throw back to third base, but Case Griffiths back easily as the count goes to 1-1. Nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. 5-2, Soda Springs in control of the Wendell Trojans, looking to add a few more runs across that plate. Diaz to the plate again. Adams fouls one off. That's going to catch the trees behind the press box, and the count goes to 1-2. Cardinals looking to possibly keep Peyton Lish in the game, as he's only at 82 pitches. But some insurance runs would definitely help out with that idea of leaving him out there. He is going to be facing the bottom half of the order of the Wendell Trojans. 5, 6, and 7 as Adams pops one up to left field. Case Griffiths gets it, and the Cardinals are not the left fielder, Kevin Lindsay, gets it, and the Cardinals will not send Case Griffiths after the flyout by Taylor Adams. And 10 pitches in, the first out is recorded by Diaz. Brings up Jaron Johnson. Johnson over 2 as well, grounded into a double play, flown out, and is also walked with a run scored. Pitch to Johnson, upstairs, Zach Housley taking off, slides into second base safely, and he's got his 4th stolen base of the game. Every time he's been on base over at first, he's taken a bag, and he does so once again, puts 2 runners into scoring position for the Cardinals on a pitch that was up in the zone. Diaz again waits, swines, fires, bounced into the dirt, but good block behind the plate by Panigua. And the count goes to 2-0 to Jaron Johnson, looking to get on base for the second time. Behind him, Kyle Dursteller has already walked twice. He's already scored twice as well with a stolen base, and is 0 for 1 officially with a strikeout. 2-0. Pitch to the plate, upstairs and inside, and all of a sudden Johnson's into a 3-0 count ahead. And we'll see what Coach Yuskoski decides to do here. See if they give him the green light to go ahead and swing. Again, Cardinal softball, by the way, falling 15-0, so they're 1-1 in the tournament so far. Pitch to the plate on the outside corner. Johnson taking all the way. Sees the count go to 3-1. Still just that 1 out. Diaz to the plate again. This one, that's going to be punched into center field. That's a base knock for Jaron Johnson. Coming around, Housley, no, they'll hold him up as the throw is on target to home plate. But an RBI single for Jaron Johnson brings home the 6th run of the game for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Moves Zach Housley up ahead to 3rd and brings Case Griffiths across. That is another run brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Call her at 208-547-7012 and see if she can help you find your way home. So the first hit against Casper Diaz costs him a run. The 4th hit of the game for the Cardinals as Jaron Johnson makes his way to first base as Kyle Dursteller work again against the left-handed hurler. This pitch off the outside. Johnson trying to steal. He moves up ahead to second. Coming home, Housley tagged on the top of the helmet, and he's cut down trying to score on a snap throw from short up to home. So an out is recorded. The second out of the inning recorded. The run is cut down, but the Cardinals still have opportunities at the plate. As Kyle Dursteller step back in. Base knock could bring home Jaron Johnson. As he stands in scoring position back at second base. Pitch to the plate, taken inside for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. 2 outs, top of the 6th inning. 6-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Stolen base does go to Jaron Johnson, as he does move up on the stolen base, and Housley cut down. Will not get a steal of home. Diaz to the plate, upstairs, misses, and the count goes to 2-1. Second straight inning, Kyle Dursteller's batted. The only 2 innings he hasn't batted were back in the third and fourth innings. And he'll swing and miss. Went fishing for a pitch that was off the plate. And the count goes to 2-2. Has to show that discipline there as the even count will see the junior stepping back in. And he'll take a pitch downstairs that moves it full. And Diaz again struggling to try and find that zone. He's walked 1 man in this inning, given up an error and given up a single. He's also has a fly out and cut down Housley kind of to score on a stolen base attempt by Johnson. As this ball lifted into left center field, that's got some tail to it, and that's going to bounce beyond both of the fielders. It's still rolling, finally picked up. Johnson can trot home and heading up ahead to second base with an RBI double. Kyle Dursteller on the most well-struck ball of the game so far, and brings home another RBI for the Cardinals. Makes it 7-2. And gives them their 5th hit of the game. As Gasper Diaz has come in and given up 2 runs, and only 1 of those runs has been earned. Another ball in play. Downs is going to flare one into center field. And Dursteller, jogging up to third base, holds up another single. And they're going to say that'll do it, as the time limit is going to cut this game short. The Soda Springs Cardinals will win this one, as the base hit by Downs is the last one, as 2:30 will cut this game to an end, and we will take a break. Come back with your post-game show and wrap things up here from Glenn's Ferry as we prepare you for the final game of the day. Cardinals win it 7-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Back with your post-game wrap-up on your home for Cardinal Athletics.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for April 6th through the 12th. Grab 85% lean, 15% fat ground beef for $2.59 a pound. Grab a Fill It Fresh $10 mix or match bag and pack it with apples, navel oranges, whole mini watermelons, fresh white corn, tomatoes, carrots, red bell peppers, yellow onions, potatoes, and lettuce. And finish it all off with 2 pounds of Western Family block or shredded medium cheddar cheese at $4.99 each. That's a look at just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Soda Springs Cardinals come within, or get their 4th win of the season, and Peyton Lish for the 2nd straight season comes within a hit of a no-hitter as the Cardinals win 7-2 against the Wendell Trojans. A line for Peyton Lish in the end, 1 hit in 5 innings pitched, 82 total pitches for him, 2 runs. Only one of those runs ended up being an earned run. Hit 2 batters, walked 3 batters, ended up striking out 3 in the game. That's his line scores. He earns the win in the 7-2 victory. As for the bats for the Cardinals, they end up punching out 6 hits in the game, as Dylan Downs led the way, a 2-for-3 day with 2 RBIs. Peyton Lish with a 1-for-3 day with 2 RBIs as well. Kyle Dursteller went 1-for-2, reached base 3 times, and had a double to drive in an RBI, and also had 2 runs scored. Jaron Johnson went 1-for-3 with 2 runs and an RBI. Zach Housley continues his hot start to the season, 1-for-3, 2 runs, and 4 stolen bases in the game today. Taylor Adams 0-for-3, did walk and scored a run for the Cardinals in the contest as well. Looking on down the line of scores for the Cardinals, 0-for-3 for Mason Smith. He did reach base with an error. Jacob Housley 0-for-2, did reach base with a walk. Case Griffiths went 0-for-2. He ended up scoring a run in the game as well for the Soda Springs Cardinals. As for the Wendell Trojans, Felipe Panigua ended up going 5 innings through 96 pitches, gave up 5 runs. All of them were earned, had 7 strikeouts, 5 walks, hit a batter, and gave up 3 hits. Gasper Diaz came in and replaced him, 2 hits, 1 walk in 2/3 of an inning, and gave up 22 pitches in 2 runs given up, as well as he could not close out the inning before the time limit ended the game. That wraps things up for us here, as the Soda Springs Cardinals will be moving on to take on the Declo Hornets in just about 2.5 hours. We hope you'll be joining us in that game as well. 5:30, the scheduled start for that contest here on KBRV The Bear, and we'll be on the air at about 5:10 with your pregame show. As for us right now, we're going to jump into our sports update. Sophomore Leilani Finlayson joins us on the postgame show to talk about how the track season's been going for the young sophomore and how things are looking as they head over to their next track meet on Friday over at Bear Lake.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Leilani Finlayson, who is a sophomore for the Soda Springs track team. And Leilani, first of all, now that track's here, what are your thoughts on doing track? What makes you want to be one of the athletes in the track team?
I'm just a really competitive person, so I guess just all my teammates are pushing me to be better. And then it's even better just to have my sister, because she also pushes me. And just having those great coaches, they are just very motivating, and they always want the best for me, and it just makes me have a good season.
Talking about having a good season, you've already started off at a very hot pace, and in the 100-meter, you really have been turning some heads, and even your own head, you said.
Yeah, it was a really pleasant surprise just to even see how I've been turning out this year, and it's just great to know that I have teammates and coaches to push me. And
you also run a couple of relays. Which do you like better? Do you like being the individual sprint, or do you like being in the 4x1 and the medley relay better?
I'm not too sure, because I like sprints, because if I mess up, I don't have a team that is disappointed in me, but I like having a relay because I have other teammates to count on, and it's fun to just practice with others and not on your own, and just to have a teammate and friend there.
The relays, you're still trying to work on building those times up a little bit, coming in third in both the 4x1 and the medley. What are some of the things that you think are going to really be the biggest areas to improve in those relays as a group?
As a group, I think our handoffs could use a little work. I mean, it was our first track meet just to even try out, and we were just messing around with our handoffs, and we didn't really have everyone there, so he was just messing around with the teams, and I think it'll help when we have the entire team there. So it's just more of the handoffs, and what I could work on individually in the relay is my starting blocks, because I'm not that great at those, so it's just working on our little simple things.
When you think about it also in the early season, how important is it to build confidence like you've been able to do in those first couple of runs?
It's very important. It's one of the most important things in track, because if you're not confident in yourself, then you're kind of doubting yourself, and when you doubt yourself, you just kind of get nervous, and it just doesn't lead down the right path.
This week you guys are going to be heading over to Bear Lake. You get a really good look at some of the district teams now. Are you excited about that, and to be able to maybe send a statement to some of them that even though you are a sophomore, you're going to be competing in these other events?
I'm excited because I raced against them last year, but then you have these new freshmen, and you just get a look at them and see what they're made out of.
Talking about freshmen, and we'll wrap it up with this, there's a lot of youth on this track team between the sophomores and the freshmen. Has that helped in pushing you as well, and the talent level that's down there at that younger class?
It really has, because the freshmen in Soda, they're amazingly fast, and it's hard to compete with them. I mean, they really do motivate me, though, just to even push myself harder and make myself go faster, and so it just helps to have them be there and support me.
Well, Lilani, we appreciate you talking with us, and good luck as you get ready for this weekend and the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thanks to Lilani Finlayson for joining us. As for us, that'll wrap things up for this broadcast. We'll be right back up onto the air, though, at 5:15 for our pregame shows. The Cardinals will take on the Declo Hornets later on. Thank you for tuning into this edition of Cardinals Athletics on KBRV 800 and online at mylocalradio.com. This broadcast has been brought to you by Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, Hunsaker Ford, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. The proceeding has been a presentation of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, and no portion of the preceding production can be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank Office Manager Kayleen Anderson, Website Manager Garrett Worf, and General Photographer Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors and to all of you for tuning in and supporting athletics on KBRV. Be sure to visit mylocalradio.com for full recaps of this game, as well as for archived copies of this and other games and photo recaps of all past contests. Until the next time the Cardinals take to the field, goodbye and have a good afternoon.